So, hello everybody, welcome back to Alchemist Refuge. This is episode 3 now. My name is Seth here for Praetor Gaming, and this stream is basically dedicated to helping me make more commander decks so that I can play them on Magic Online with my friends. I realized I only had maybe like 10 or so in my collection to choose from. I'd kind of drilled down from when I was making decks every week for the Commander Online series that we were doing and everything like that, and 3DH. And left myself with not enough options and realized that I wasn't having as much fun playing only the 10 decks. So here we are, going through all the commanders that I've either played and really enjoyed, like Teshar, which was episode 1, or decks that I want to build because the commanders look really interesting, which is what we're doing tonight with Sethron, Hurloon General. So Sethron is a legendary Minotaur warrior. He's a 4/4 for 3 red. So normally he looks like he's a red card, but as we go on, we'll see that he does actually have black in his color identity. Whenever he or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/3 red Minotaur creature token. Now for 2 and either black or red as hybrid mana, which is where he gets the Rakdos. Minotaurs you control get +1/+0 and gain menace and haste until end of turn. So the whole point to this deck is to cast Minotaurs, and actually, not even just cast Minotaurs, really, it's make them enter the battlefield. So if there's a way to bounce Minotaurs, we can do that. Just kind of like keep populating. So, the point is to put out a bunch of Minotaurs and overwhelm people as quickly as we can, basically trample over them. There's going to be some trample synergies. There's going to also be a sub-theme of extra attacks, I think. They're looking through the EDH rec page, like you can see there's some additional damage type stuff, which is fine, but I think in the end I want to go more for attacking more than once if I can manage it. As we can see Morog right here, he's going to be an easy include, and I think that's kind of where I want to go with the deck. Is not necessarily like doubling and tripling damage, but I do want to actually attack more than once. So we have EDH Rec pulled up. You guys can see the card down here in the lower left, just so that you can always kind of remember what it does in case you forget, I forget, anybody forgets, it's always there. We have deck stats already started. I have Sethron, here's the name, Sethron All Minnows. Sethron is already here, marked as our commander, and I have my usual categories that I try to put cards into. The main deck will be for most everything. Card advantage cards are going to be very important for the deck. Ramp's going to be important for the deck, and wraths and removal are going to be important in the deck because they're important for every deck. That's right. And then of course I have Scryfall in case I can't remember what a card does or something like that. Melanpyrix. But yeah, so in case we can't remember what a card is and chat like shouts out a name, I'm like, oh, I don't remember what that does. We'll go with that. So like we did with Teshar, and even a little bit with episode 2, we had Verazol, the Split Current, which was my first season 10 3DH deck. I do want to focus on the categories first and foremost. I want to make sure that we're drawing cards. I want to make sure that we're ramping up. I want to make sure that we're able to handle threats. With that being said, one of the first cards I'm actually going to want in the deck, which might seem a little crazy, is something like Feed the Storm. The reason why is because it's enchantment removal in black and red. So really, there's one red enchantment, which I think is like Enchanter's Bane, where you can basically pick an enchantment, and if the owner doesn't sacrifice it, they take damage equal to its converted mana cost. That's the only other, that and Chaos Warp are the only real like enchantment removal things in the colors, and then you have to kind of rely on artifacts with Meteor Golem, Spine of Ishaw, Unstable Obelisk, and I want to say there's one other one that I can't think of right off the top of my head. But so just something like this I think is really cool. It's something that does fit into Black's wheelhouse because destroy a target creature or enchantment an opponent controls, so you lose life equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. Losing life in order to do something is very in tune with Black's kind of like thing. It's ambitious. It's I will pay life in order to get what I need, get what I want. So I really do enjoy this card. I think most black decks should start running this, unless like you are like Golgari or something like that, where you're going to have just better options from your additional colors. But like mono black, I think should be running this. Black red, maybe even black blue, and black white probably doesn't need to worry about it, because again they have good artifacts and enchantment removal. So Feed the Swarm is going to go in as removal. Feed the so for this deck, there's not going to be any kind of budget or anything like this. Unlike episode 2, which of course was a 3DH deck, so that obviously did have a very restricted budget. This is literally just going to be cards that I like, cards that I'm comfortable with, put them in. So seeing Arcane Signet, I am of the mind that normally I don't run Arcane Signet for 2-color decks. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's still a 2-mana mana rock, which is still really good, and of course it can do any color that you need, so it's fine. But I get this mentality mostly from paper. I only have so many Arcane Signets to go around, and I want to reserve them for the decks that really need them, so 3 colors and up. Since this is online and I do have an Arcane Signet already and I can put them in as many decks as I want, I will probably run Arcane Signet. But that's just something that I want to kind of like talk about. Arcane Signet, as they become more printed, we saw them in the precon decks for Zendikar Rising, and then in Ikoria, those precons as well. So as we see more and more signets, because it looks like it's going to be a staple thing that Wizards is going to keep reprinting, then go nuts. You know, put it in your 1-color decks. I don't really care. I would put Arcane Signet in like my Kranko deck just because it really wants low-costing mana rocks. However, just my mentality, in case I say anything like, oh no, I'm not going to put Arcane Signet in the deck, might be from my paper and the limited amount of Arcane Signets that I have in paper. Just something to keep in mind. But for here, we can put it because it is a good rock. It's a good rock. Alright, so I will also say Neheb the Worthy, not going in the deck. Sorry. Not going in the deck. I understand. Well, okay, so the only reason that I immediately turned around and said, well, is that right next to it is the one that gives everybody Death Touch, right? So Death Touch first strike is very strong. So, however, I hate Neheb the Worthy. When they first printed Neheb the Worthy, and I saw that it was a Minotaur Lord, right? It has these Minotaur Lord effects. I really wanted it to be like the Minotaur Commander, and you can make it the Minotaur Commander if you really want. You just have to kind of also focus on having as few cards in your hand as possible. I don't like discard themes. I don't like dedicated discard themes, I should say, in most games, because I feel like it's not fun. I feel like if you're literally just stripping cards out of people's hands and you are basically like never going to let people play the game, then why are you playing the game in the first place? That's just me. Again, this is like personal preference thing. I forgot that he gave everybody first strike naturally. I remembered he had an ability that was based on your hand size, and that's the +2/+0. And I don't really care about that. But the first strike, along with this right here with Death Touch, means that basically your attackers are very, very dangerous. So maybe we'll put it in there. It is not a draw, ramp, or removal spell right now, so not gonna worry about it. So the 2 other Nehebs, though, I have to read the newer one. I forget what it does or how it works. When it deals combat damage, you may discard a number of cards. If you draw that many cards and add that much. Okay, so this is it's actually ramp and card advantage. I will most likely put it under the ramp. The +2 is way too often activated before Neheb even makes me discard. Interesting. I always like to play like with a full hand. Like I specifically am concentrating on card advantage in these decks and like removal and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put this one under card advantage because this one doesn't have card advantage. This one is just ramp. So Neheb Dreadlord Champion will be card advantage, even though it does give ramp as well, but just for the sake of categorizing. And Neheb the Eternal will go under our ramp. So, whoop. Neheb, Dreadlord Champion is the one that has card advantage. Neheb, the Eternal, is the one that has specifically now. Cast Warp, can't go wrong with it. Again, way to get rid of pesky enchantments. There's a chance you might get it back because of the chaos effect, but whatever. I'm actually gonna put Rakdos Charm in as removal, and the reason why I'm calling it removal, even though it's really just destroy target artifact, it can be player removal for token decks, but it's also graveyard removal, and I think that's important. So I'm gonna classify it as that. I don't think technically that's accurate. Like, most people wouldn't classify it as that, so just kind of forgive me on that one. Didgeridoo, I know Melempirics mentioned that it's yeah, you have to play Didgeridoo. This will 100% be in the deck. I have no problem adding it right now, but it is not really going into any of the categories. So Didgeridoo. Alright. Yeah, definitely can run it, but it doesn't technically fall into what I want. Shared Animosity probably gonna go on. The Devil probably gonna go on because it has that Planeswalker removal. So this is another one where it's kind of ramp and draw. I will most likely classify it as ramp because the passive ability is the thing that's always gonna happen. It's always gonna reduce the cost of our Minotaurs, whereas this one is gonna Vanquish Your Banner is gonna be draw. So Herald's Horn, ramp, Vanquish Your Banner, draw. Card advantage. Vanquish Your Banner, and then it was Brain Fart. Herald's Horn. I do consider discount effects to be ramp, which that also reminds me, I know I skipped over Ragemonger. There we go. I'm gonna have this in there because I like the idea of reducing the color costing. I think that's actually pretty cool. So Ragemonger into ramp. Ragemonger. When Theros was originally, the original Theros block was out, I actually had a Minotaur deck that ran 4 Ragemongers. It wasn't like a super good standard deck or anything like that. It wasn't super powerful, but it was a lot of fun to play because you got Minotaurs out really, really fast and then just punch people in the face. So, really cool. I saw this earlier. I was scrolling through the page a little bit ahead of time. Angrath's Captain of Chaos. I don't know if it's just to give the static menace, even though Sethron does give menace with the activated ability, or if it's because Angrath is a Minotaur character. I'm not sure. Like, it says plus 54% synergy, but to me, I wasn't sure what exactly like the idea was here. Was like, hey, are we putting it in because he's a Minotaur or because of the menace? Both are right answers. It was an interesting thing to me. People love Planeswalkers, and he seems a bit unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with having redundancy outside of the command zone. Actually, as a matter of fact, I appreciate it when people have ways to have redundancy. But with decks like this, I think you're probably going to find better ways of evasion. Like, we already have, or we're going to have ways of giving our Minotaurs Death Touch. So, like, why not give them Trample instead? That way you can let people block, kill their creatures, and deal a little bit of damage. I make people have to make harder choices. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to put the 2 Mimics in. I call them both Mimics. I know this is adaptive. I understand, but I call it a Mimic because it's a Mimic-ish effect. I don't know if I'm going to put them in. There's nothing wrong with them. It's one of those things where, like, putting in Changelings into something because you don't have good enough creatures. We'll see if there's room in the deck. There might be. I don't know. There's a lot of Minotaurs in Magic. I'll tell you that. Like this, like Graveshifter. Like, am I putting Graveshifter because it is technically a Minotaur? I don't know. Like, you know, Changeling Outcast. Is it gonna go in because it's a Minotaur? I don't know. It might not. So, just to keep you Solemn and Burnished Heart can go in. Ooh, there we go. Oh, no, this is not. So this isn't a Minotaur, but that's fine. It's a good draw card. Choose a creature type. Whenever a creature of the chosen type dies, you may draw a card. It doesn't even have to be yours. So if for some reason somebody has Minotaurs in their deck and their creatures die, you still get to draw cards. So, yeah. Species Specialist. Sure, why not? It'll be card advantage. Species. Card advantage. I'm trying to put more unique things. I'm trying to think of more unique things before I put in like staples. Obviously, Solemn Simulacrum and Burnished Heart are good cards, and we all know that, and that's great. There's a good chance that they're going to be in the deck anyway, but I'm skipping over them just temporarily while I look for more other things, I guess. Other not necessarily the same things. Gonna see a lot of these Tormenting Voices style effects. Discard a card to draw 2 cards. I have no problem with those. Deflecting Swat I think will be cool to put in. I don't know if I have one online yet, and that 5 ticks price is kind of eh. But for Rakdos to, you know, have effects to basically like, oh, you're gonna do this to me? No, you're gonna do this over here. Especially like for removal and stuff like that. Especially if people want to like try to get rid of our commander as we're casting, like if somehow we like mass bounce or something, everything, people might try to get rid of our commander so that we don't get all the Minotaurs when they enter the battlefield. That would stink, so we don't like that. But alright, Blasphemous Act is gonna be in the deck. Choose creature, that'll probably be in the deck. Kindred Dominance will be a Wrath effect. So there's 2 Wrath effects, Blasphemous Act and Kindred Dominance. I was already kind of thinking about them. Last. There it is. Blasphemous Act. And then Kindred Dominance. Kindred Charge, I just saw it also, is potentially going to be a pretty strong card in the deck as well. But again, we're not really super worrying about that. Let's just stick to what we're sticking to. I will probably use a lot of like these kind of effects. You know, painful to draw, pain to draw. Read the Bones effects, I guess. Yeah, Read the Bones effects. As a matter of fact, I should just put Read the Bones in here. Read the Bones. There is Night's Whisper. And what was the one that was just here? Night's Whisper and Sign of Blood. Yep. Sign of Blood. Night's Whisper. Cool. And they're also low costing, so it'll keep our curve kind of low. Minotaurs in general are not a super high or super low CMC. They're kind of like somewhere in the middle. Mana Geyser. Mana Geyser. Mana Geyser. Obviously, really good ramp. Commander is obviously a 4-person format. Minotaurs can be expensive. Red mana. I want to say most Minotaurs are red anyway. Or have red in their casting cost if they're not just pure red. I mean, Sethron himself is red, and you don't actually need black in order to activate his ability. So yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's not obviously like long term. It's 1 turn, but that 1 turn can potentially set you up to do like crazy things. Man, guys, would pump your team ahead. Oh, that's very true. That's a good point. That's another thing that I really enjoy about Sethron is that his ability is a mana sink. So no matter what, like you always have something to do. Even if you have nothing to do in your hand, you have something to do on the field as long as he's obviously on the field. So that's good point. Good point. I will not be running Torment of Hellfire. For those of you who know, I really don't like the card. I feel like it's kind of lazy design. It's not even just not even that it's lazy design. I've kind of gotten away from that being the reason why. That was initially one of the reasons why I didn't like it. But I just don't like when you get into these sometimes you cast it for 5 is X, and the game kind of lingers on, but everybody's kind of stopped having fun because they had nothing to do because they had to sacrifice most of their stuff or discard most of their cards. And I don't like it. So it will probably not be in the deck. Forgive me, or else. Or don't, you know, whatever. So when it comes to the monuments, there is a much better chance of me running the red one than the black one. The reason why. The reduction, even though both effects are good, I like the card selection more than the life gain in general, because like you can just do Whip of Erebos, and again it's an attacking style deck, so you're gonna want to do stuff like that. Again though, most of the creatures are gonna be red, I think, or Rakdos in general, like Rage Monger for instance. So I think we're gonna get more value out of the Hazoret's Monument than we are the Bantu's Monument. So I think a lot of the time we are, if I have room, I can fit Bantu's Monument in there for the little bits of life, but this is not really like a pinging life deck. That's not really where it's gonna go off. And again, it's cast creature spell, so like the tokens are gonna do absolutely nothing for us. I would be much more inclined to run like a Tremor Impact if I wanted to deal incremental damage or incidental damage or Perfros for running all the tokens than if I were to want to run Bantu's Monument. Hey, Crimson Wanderer. Yeah, we're definitely going to run Hazoret's Monument. I'm going to put it as ramp, even though it is card selection. The card selection is a you may, right? Yeah, you may discard a card, so we're not always going to have to do it. We might, you know, whatever. So, Hazoret Monument. I already like kind of how we're going here. We do have, it's a good focus of getting the categories filled out, so I think this is going well already. So just my 2 cents. Wayfarer's Bauble probably gonna go in the deck. I'm just looking really quick. Red Medallion, again, I can predict the deck being dominantly red. So Red Medallion probably gonna go in. Wayfarer's Bauble gonna go in as ramp. That's not how you spell Ruby at all. Ruby Medallion. What did I just say? Oop. Wayfarer's Bauble, that's it. Well, so hold on. Yeah, Wayfarer's Bauble's fine. Wayfarer's Bauble. Alright, so lots of RAM. Very good. Alright, enchantments. Oh yeah, that's cool. Alright, so I see Phyrexian Arena, and this is gonna be one of those people are gonna think I'm crazy. I honestly feel like Phyrexian Arena is still a decent card. I think Phyrexian Arena used to be a much better card than it is now. Do I think Phyrexian Arena is bad? No, that's not what I'm saying. I think it's fine. However, I do think that there's typically just better ways to draw cards a lot of the time now. I'm much more likely to do, like, I like repeatable effects, repeatable controllable effects. I'm a little bit spoiled, I guess, that way. I'd rather have like an Argyl's Bloodfast or a Erebos, the original Erebos, or even a Necropotence when it comes to drawing cards, because that means that, you know, I can activate it more. And still don't own a Phyrexian Arena. I mean, again, like, it's not a bad card. By no means is it a bad card. Don't, you know, don't let anybody think I'm trying to say, oh, don't run it, it's bad. I just think that nowadays, especially, right, power creep over the past like 5 years, especially for Commander, I just feel like there's better options. So, call me crazy. Animate dead. Aggravated Assault's going to be in the deck. Sorry, I went over a couple things. So Outpost Siege is going to go in the deck. These kind of draw effects or card advantage effects I really like, because this one specifically says you may play that card as opposed to you may cast a card. It's very big when, like, you are accidentally, not accidentally, but when you are exiling lands, If you're exiling lands and it doesn't say play and it says cast, you can't cast your lands. We're not Stephen Green, so Outpost Siege is one of the good ones. So let's actually put that in there right now. Outpost Siege. Good card. Mirror March is a maybe. I am seeing mostly like extra damage things, which I see people like Warstorm Surge, I saw Impact Tremor, so I can see why people are going more for the extra damage or the multiplication of damage. So Cloudstone Curio is probably great for the deck. Gotta get the mean to beast. Yes, that's very true, actually. I do like that idea. Especially with like Didgeridoo, where you can pay 3 to, instead of like some of your Minotaurs are 5 or something like that, you may cast lands at instant speed. Probably not gonna happen, just saying. Alright, these are mana rocks. Again, this is gonna be kind of a weird thing, but I won't be running Soul Ring. It's just a personal choice because the people I typically play with online, which is like Danny, John, our friends Song and Mimi, we just don't run Soul Ring much anymore. It's kind of like a house rule, so if you see me not running it, that's why. Again, Soul Ring, good card, obviously, but alright, so there are a lot of mana rocks that I can run, right? I'm not going to do like Pillar of Origins. I'm not going to do like the most of these 3 mana ones. Mind Stone because it can draw a card later on. Heraldic Banner I have been liking lately, and again, I think a lot of our Minotaurs are going to be red. As a matter of fact, the tokens that Sethron makes are red specifically, so it makes red mana, and then all of our Minotaurs become a little bit bigger in terms of attacking, which again, we won't attack with this deck, so probably going to be Heraldic Banner, Signet, Mind Stone, Heraldic Banner, Commander Sphere, because again, it can draw a card, similar concept. Let's do those. Rakdos Signet, Commander Sphere, Mind Stone, okay, and we can do a Heraldic Banner. So we're up to 12 ramp. The goal is to hit at least 10. Some of these are tied to creatures. So when it comes to creatures, I kind of consider them half of a card because creatures are so easily removed. They get killed just in incidental like board wipes and stuff like that. You hate to have like a whole bunch of mana dorks and then somebody board wipes to get rid of a big threat and then you're back so much mana. The same can be true of artifacts as well, but there's usually less artifact wrath, at least in the games that I play. Maybe not necessarily always the same, but... And the card still wouldn't do anything. Sphere is kind of overrated, better for 30 color. I agree, I just like it for later on, and, well, I guess I kind of have a love for Commander Sphere because like Mind Stone, it being an artifact, I tend to play decks where I can get my artifacts back a little bit. So I think that's why I have, like, I enjoy it. I played it, I put it in, like, my Muldrotha deck, which is a much different situation, right? Like, obviously Muldrotha cares a lot more about a permanent that can sacrifice itself at free will and give you a card. So it's not the same, you know, comparison, but, like, stuff like that is probably kind of influencing my decision a little bit. So, you know, sue me. Alright, lands. Alright, so we are low on card advantage. Let's see. We're not low for any particular reason. We're low because we didn't... Let's put in... So, these triple pips are always kind of iffy for me on Necropotence. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't do that. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard, draw a card, then discard, sacrifice it, return, blah blah blah. Why is this specifically in here? I don't understand. Why is this specifically in here? Is there like, I know there are Pinger Minotaurs, like, is that kind of a thing? Yeah, like these two I would expect more in like Pinger decks. But again, they're not wrong, that's what I would think. That's another thing, I guess, to remember is that some of our card advantage, I think, is like down here. Hazoret's Monument is there. Herald's Horn is similarly. If it's creature card, yeah. So there is some like card advantage that's kind of baked into our ramp. So, because you can never have too much draw on deck that's drawing 4+ cards a turn for only 4 mana. I don't like Necropotence. Bag of Holding is probably in there because you're underestimating how easily Sethron can run out of cards. That's probably fair. I don't know. We could put in a couple of wheel effects. We could put in some of these tormenting voice effects. I don't know about putting tutors in, and here's why. So here's why I'm not sure about putting tutors in. The deck is going to contain an infinite combo that is easily done with 2 cards. It's going to be Neheb the Worthy, not the Worthy, Neheb the Eternal, and Aggravated Assault. Now, with that being said, you have to be able to keep Neheb out and generate the 5 mana in the attack with so that you can then activate Aggravated Assault. And then you have to attack in such a way that it's mostly beneficial for you. So you can't do it to where like, oh, I'm going to lose out on creatures. Because if you slowly lose out on creatures, you're slowly like those infinite attacks are not gonna matter. So, but that being said, I like to not run too many tutors because I know there will be an instance where I will want to tutor up the combo. And when it comes to my tutors, I don't like, or when it comes to my decks that have a combo, I don't like necessarily tutoring up the combo. Yeah, Deathbell of Warcry, that one's a lot more specific, right? So that one's the one where I think you go and get Minotaurs, right? That one is going to be fine. Yes, it can technically tutor up Neheb the Eternal, which is one of the combo pieces. That's true. However, comma space, pause for effect. I can't then tutor up the Aggravated Assault. So. Sorry, went on a tangent there. Let's do real quick before I forget, Vandal Blast for removal. Surprised I didn't put it in there before. 8 tutors in my Yawgmoth deck. I mean, some decks are fine for it, and if that's what you're trying to do, like, if that's what your playstyle is and what you're trying to do and everything like that, then fine, sure, go ahead. That's great. I have run tutors in my combo decks before, but this is not like, I'm not trying to combo here. That's not what I want to do. Price of Fame is another removal spell I wanted to put in. So it really comes down to like, what is your mentality going into the game and like the rest of your group. I know personally my group would not want. Oh, okay, yeah. I like to tune up responses. That's fine. When I have decks that don't have a combo in them, or if the combo is more than 2 cards, that's another thing too. Like I don't want to have combos where the combo is already 2 cards. Yes, there are other circumstances, but the deck is designed to kind of have those circumstances in place between like the first strike, death touch tricks I'm sure we're gonna have, or just having a lots of creatures out and just basically making one good play and everything. I just don't like being tempted. I want to try this out actually. Valakut Awakening. Put any number of cards from your hand onto the bottom of your library. It's not really card advantage, it's card selection, but it is also, it turns into the land on the other side if you for some reason keep a hand without enough lands in the beginning, or I don't know. Valakut Awakening. I'm gonna give this a try. I've been trying to find reasons to run more of these module double face cards, So I'm gonna try this one. Valakut Awakening. Valakut Awakening. I'm actually hesitant to call it. Yeah. To call it card advantage, because again, it's really not. But for the sake of the categories, if I get too deep into the weeds, I'll have too many categories and it'll be too crazy. So Bedevil hits artifacts in sacrificing, not sacrificing, but needing red instead of the generic pip. They're both instant, so correct. Yeah, they're both instant. Yeah, I'll do Bedevil. Bedevil. So we are at 30 cards, so we're almost a third of the way through the deck, and we have really only satisfied the support card, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think that's good. I think it's good that the deck is going to be running well first, and then everything else afterward. Chomp them with tokens. I'm surprised a Yawgmoth deck would, or yeah. Sorry, I am surprised a Yawgmoth deck rarely goes infinite, just because it seems like that is kind of like, that's one of those decks where it really is, oops, I found the combo, or at least that's how it feels like to me. I haven't actually built specifically a Yawgmoth deck, so maybe I'm crazy. Let's find, so let's just put 2 more, right? 2 more card advantage. Yeah, let's find 2 more card advantage cards. And then we can go on to actually putting in Minotaurs. Be a Minotaurs. It could be like, at this point, I'm just gonna probably put in like wheel style effects or like this. Faceless Looting, you know what? Yeah. Hey, yeah. Again, card selection, not really card advantage, but being able to do it twice, I like it. I like it. And I just like Faceless Looting. It didn't have to get banned out of a format for no reason, right? Modern players. I keep going and I'm like, I could just run Siphon Mine. It's a 4-person game. But then I'm like, no, because I don't want to be an asshole. Not that you're an asshole just for running it. I'm just saying that. No, I guess you're not. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so Relentless Assault, that's gonna go in like the extra attack thing. Wheel of Fortune, just because it's 1.5 ticks. Actually, yeah. How often do you get to put a $240 card into your deck, right? Wheel of Fortune, let's do it. Let's do it. Wheel of Money. That's why it's called Wheel of Fortune, because it's actually a fortune. Isn't a budget. Cloudstone Cura seems like the best card ever. It's not going in the deck. Let me put it like that. Which is not quite up to that part. I'm gonna put Toxic Deluge and Living Death. Am I gonna put both of them in? That's hard, actually. Hold on. I want to get the Wrath and Removal section up to 10. That's 2 more Wraths, plus I already had 2 Wraths, right? So we have Blasphemous Act and Kindred Dominance. This is removal. So that would be 4 Wraths. I guess that's not too bad. And plus Living Death brings our stuff back. So there's a chance. And Toxic Deluge is just a really good... We are building a deck around the command. We are. We're building a deck, but we're doing it support cards first. Do I want to do both of those? Or do I want like another removal spell? And a Wrath. No. Yeah. Living Death's a really good card. Toxic Deluge. Alright, cool. So now 34 cards. They have what, 28 spots, right? Here's your Cloudstone Curio. Alright. I do want to look and Harmonicon because that'll get us more tokens. I have to be kind of careful because I have to have enough. Morag can go in the deck. Oh, it's the other way around. I don't know why there's two. Okay. I put both Nehebs already in the deck. Aggravated Assault. Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually, I'm surprised it wasn't in the... I didn't see it there, but it does seem like a really good card. So whenever a non-artifact permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a permanent type with it to its owner's hand. It's like, you could even do it with lands if like you have a landfall deck and you have multiple land drops. So, not a bad card. Not a bad card. Alright, so let's go back up. Let's look now for some of the Minotaurs that we know. We want. We have Morag. Don't particularly care about this one. It's just new. It's a 6 mana 4/5 with trample, and the upside is that it is a land. Grab my Warcaller. Gonna go in. Grab my Warcaller. Rage Blood Shaman for the Death Touch trample, of course. Of course. Ragemonger's already in. Fellhide Petrifier is gonna go in. Okay. Fanatic of Mogus is, I think, going to be really good in the deck. We are going to have a decent amount of, as we can see, red permanents. Even just between this, I mean, this and the Panharmonicon and our commander is 6 damage to everybody. So, like, and like you're running the Panharmonicon for other reasons and stuff like that. I don't know about the level up thing. Put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of another target creature, except it's an enchantment in addition. Interesting. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay blah 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 and sacrifice a permanent. If you do, reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent. Put that card on the battlefield and the rest on the bottom. How good do we think this is? At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 3, sacrifice a non-land permanent. You can sacrifice a token that's attacked. Yeah, I like this. It's 6 mana, but it's also a 5/4, and it's a polymorph effect, right? Yeah, I've never been super crazy on this one. Alright, so Fanatic. Mogus. You in. Dream Shaper. You in. Burning Mauler is kind of a maybe. I understand it is a Minotaur, but it's the cheesiness that I'm not sure if I want. Tribute, I am not super crazy about. I don't think that Exert is good enough. Did we put Didgeridoo in? Okay, we did. We are not running enough wheels. I mean, he has the effect on him, but it's only if he's attacking. If we were running more wheels, a Showcase Morog for my Omnith deck, and the normal frame has to do for now, though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell, I ran it in my Nikia deck for a while. I've wanted to run a Nikia deck. Just kind of sort of. I don't know if I'm gonna run this. 4 mana for a 1, technically a 2/3. I don't know if I'm gonna run this, to be perfectly honest with you. Tangrath, old Tangrath. Oh, excuse me. I like this actually. Basically making blocks really bad. Labyrinth, Raptor. Oh, it's not a Minotaur. Ah, we gotta find the Minotaurs first. Hold on. Let's find the Minotaurs. I like how, right, creatures in the top row, there's a Minotaur. It's a common and it's almost vanilla. Just saying. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, it gets +2/+0. Sacrifice another permanent to give it first strike. When it enters the battlefield, it gets +2/0. I think. Remember these. Ace of Mentor. Gosh. They are not great Minotaurs. Not loving some of these Minotaurs. This one's actually probably pretty easy to include because it is just so readily always gonna have first strike. You're always gonna have warriors. I think most of the Minotaurs are warriors, right? Bull Rush Bruiser, 4 mana, 4/3 with first strike, essentially. It's at least a decent like ratio. You would think that I would have thought this through more. Big. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards, it has double strike. That's kind of a maybe. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike. Interesting. Whew. Minotaurs don't have the best cards. Surprise Pikachu face. Whenever you cycle or discard a card. I'm probably gonna put some on the cycle land, so it's not like the worst thing ever, but we're obviously not gonna build on top of it. I guess we are gonna have the 2 mimic effects. I was trying to hold off on them. But what just happened? What did I do? No. I think I clicked on that card on accident. Yeah, I did. Hello. There we go. Nope. Go back. There we go. Accidentally clicked on the card. I know a few types that could use less love, like warriors. They got more than enough love. Oh god, yeah. Oh, warriors just in general in the past, like, what, year and a half or so? Metallic Mimic. Science. Oh, metallic, it's double L. Metallic Mimic. Adaptive Automaton. I guess we'll do, like, Taurine. Taurine Mauler. I guess for the sake of like Cloudstone Curio, you could basically pay 2 to keep putting down Praetor, right? It's cheap, and actually with some of the effects that we have, it could become it. Actually, that almost makes an infinite combo, doesn't it? Because we have the Ragemonger, so we take off the red pip, and then we can reduce it just with the Hazardous Monument. So there's actually potential to get, I guess, infinite of these. Does Cloudstone Cure say another? Another. Okay, okay, okay. So we would have to find another cheap one. A cheap card. I mean, metallic mimic, right? Like, boop, 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 boop. You could just put these up and down. Because I think we have more than one cost reducer, right? Yeah, we have one here. Well, I guess not. Yeah, I guess that cost. Oh, that's right. Cost reducers are not going to work like that. So it will have to be a Minotaur. Maybe we do put something like one of these crappy ones in. If you have your commander out and mana echoes, you go infinite quite easily with just a mimic. That's true. That's true. I didn't put mana echoes as one of our ramp spells. I'm not sure why. It wasn't for a particular reason, but now I'm looking at like the mana cost, trying to see if I can find. Oh, there's this guy. I think I'm more fine if it's kind of like cheesy. The Lightning Visionary, Cloudstone Curio, and Death Bellow Raider. Infinite, boom. And then obviously the reducers. Sure, why not? Again, like this is not meant to be like a super optimal deck. It's not meant to like, oh, I'm gonna infinite kill you on turn -2 Lightning Visionary. That's what it was. It's just kind of like, I just like Minotaurs. I actually did, so for D&D I had a Minotaur. What was he? Was he a barbarian? He might have been a barbarian. But I called him Jax. He was a Minotaur, some kind of fighter, or maybe he was a druid and he was just like a ragey druid. I don't know. Anyway, I had a Minotaur fighter, is not fighter, but like combat-y-esque character, and it was like one of my favorite things. Like getting the charge in and stuff like that. It was just so much fun. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was scrolling through and I'm like, oh look, this card's really good for the deck. Oh wait, it's not a Minotaur, and it's like a new card, so I should know better. I just don't. All right, let's put in some of these crappier ones. Since we're doing like potentially like bouncy stuff, we could do some of these like cheaper ones. I was just thinking, since we're doing some of the crappier ones, whenever you discard a card, maybe we do want to put Neheb in then. The bad Neheb. Each player discards a card. I just don't like mass discard. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I won't. So. Trying to think. Trying to run around and think. Pragma, Butcher, enemy. Minotaur, Skull Cleaver, that one's probably fine. Skull Cleaver. Is Minotaur Warrior literally? Oh, it's probably a token. Never mind. The potential bouncy stuff is still only one card. Yeah, I'm fine with, again, like, I'm fine with it not being like a go-to strategy. You know what I should do? I should put the, what do you call it? The tutor, the Minotaur tutor. Just so that I can spend 8 mana to get two cost units and put them on the battlefield to trigger Curio thing and bounce them both and then do. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me. I just here to have a good time. Can't block and can't be blocked. I guess it's probably fun. I probably will do the Grave Shifter just to bring stuff back. Y'all know me, I like to bring my cards back. Shifter. Reach, Mana Sink. Minotaur, Short Shot, sure, why not? Minotaur. Oh, I spelled Minotaur wrong. I'm like, why are you not coming up? Sure Shot. I mean, some of these, like, obviously are not super strong cards, but there are also worse cards. When it's the battlefield, put a menace counter on target non-human creature you control. Put a tap ability. At least one thing to block flyers. I mean, yeah. To be honest with you, like, the deck has almost next to nothing to block flyers. It's if somebody's a like big scary flying deck, it's gonna be Wrath or nothing. Wrath or out race them for damage. It feels like. Bellhide Brawler can't block unless you control another Minotaur. It's a cheap Minotaur. I might actually put that in. Like, I'm not gonna be super like one. It's gonna come in with a Minotaur when our commander's out. So. Or another creature you control gain trampled on the turn. Yeah, that's not actually awful. Sorry. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards, that's double strike. I might actually put the aggressor in just for the sake of the first strike. Hasty, like big body. Right, there are crazier things. I don't know, man. Undo champion. Let's do that one. I like that one actually. The aggressor's a big dumb card, justified. I mean, you're not wrong. Sometimes you just need big, scary bodies. I'm gonna put it in. I want to attack with big old 6/2, hasty first strike. Why not? Why not? If you win the flip, it deals 1 damage to target creature player. When you lose the flip, it deals 1 of an opponent's choice. This could be like an interesting political card, or like, hey, flip a bunch of coins and kind of give out the things. Like, hey, kill other people's stuff too. Don't just kill my stuff. Other people are dangerous. Tell me about needing big dumb bodies. Instants and sorceries. How many instants and sorceries are in the deck so far? Should be a few. Instants. $17. So as of right now, I would deal maybe 17 damage. For how much mana? 4 mana plus you're getting 2/3 bodies. That's at max, right? I don't know. Next battlefield. I wish they had more sacrifice style effects. I know there's a couple. But with the fact that we're getting a body whenever one of these enters the battlefield, I wish there was, yeah, more effects that did more than just like boost stats, which I know like that's what we're trying to do, but We could probably do anger and our type of aggression, because haste is important. Anger. Our type of aggression. Why are you down here? No, that's black. That's blue. Yeah, so they're not in color order. And they're not in alphabetical order. That bothers me. That bothers me actually a lot. 4 mana, potentially 5/5. Yeah, sure, why not? Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, sacrifice another creature or an enchantment. We could put Perforos in the deck. With every time you get a body, you get another body. That's 4 damage. And then Panharmonicon's in the deck, so that would be 8 damage for 1. Wait, did we put Panharmonicon? Oh, did I not put it in here? What is wrong with me? Yeah, right? I swear we put this in here. There it is. I did put it in there. I just didn't see it. So... Oh, are you not gonna do my little preview thingy? No, that's cool. That's cool. I just wanted to make sure of the wording. But that's cool. That's cool deck set. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control trigger, does it additional time. So if Panharmonicon comes out, we'll get another token from a Minotaur entering the battlefield. Then that'll be 3 triggers on Perforos, but those will be creatures entering the battlefield causing a permanent to trigger. So 1 body will equal 3 bodies will equal 6 damage to everybody. I think that's pretty good. God of the Forge. I like it. Aggression was forced by deck stats to take it down not just for the... No one cares. What are you doing right now? I was reading it all seriously too. Like I was like, oh, what is this about it? Like, was it like a strong card or something? So they wanted to put it in a certain spot or blah blah blah. Did I put the grave shifter in? And then here I am reading your nonsense. How you gonna do me like that? Don't do me like that. Ooh, Panharmonicon is gonna give you another instance too, I think. We put Rakdos Charm in there, right? Yeah. Maybe we just end it. Hold on, let's look at some numbers. Because we need about 4 more cards before we can go to lands. So creatures, 26. They ain't all Minotaurs. That ain't the best. That ain't the best at all. Matter of fact, these will be creatures, not a creature. So, what is it? 26. So 25. These are creatures. 5, 24, 23, 22. So 22 Minotaurs. But I'm not really seeing 4 super good Minotaurs that we're not already including. You know what I mean? Do this for the cheesiness of the bounce thingy. I mean, it's 1 mana, get a 2/3 essentially, right? Like that's the reality of what this card does. how does universal automaton? I need to see universal. Oh crap! They don't have it here. It's every creature type in your hand too, right? So cost reducers do reduce the cost of this. Is that correct, or is that only when it's on the battlefield? That's the trick. That's what I need. Listen here. Next gonna be fun, okay? Universal. Either way, even if it doesn't work the way I want it to, even if it does still cost one in my hand, which we'll call it. That still means that it's 1 mana to get a 2/3. That could potentially get 2 2/3s and deal 6 damage with the setup that we're talking about. So, oh, there we go. Soul Reaper of Mogus. I will sacrifice creatures to draw cards. Boom. How did we not see this? Melonpyrix, why didn't you see that? Gosh, man. You're killing me here. Killing me. Okay. Is a horn full of fun? Nah, that one was iffy. Like, my dislike for puns in general, like, pushed to the side. That one was a little iffy. You even know that one was a little iffy. Alright, maybe we just throw in these last 2. No, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I'll give you, credit for the effort, but it was still not, the best pun. Grizzly Survivor. Whenever you cycle a discard, it gets +2. Otherwise, it's a 3 mana 2/3. You're welcome. Alright, let's just look at some other stuff to do. We have two more spots left. What do we want to do with them? Da 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 da. I'll do Whip of Erebus actually. Now watch me whip. Now watch me nanny. Just because we are going to be attacking, helps us gain life, keeps us alive. Oh, boots. I should put Lightning Grease. Ha, see, look, I already had 2 cards lined up the whole time. Lightning Grease, I think I've said this in a couple other times before. The discussion for me between Lightning Grease and Swiftfoot Boots, unless of course for some reason you need both, which there are some instances where you want those. If you are targeting your commander a lot, whether it's like an equipment, enchantress deck, or just a lot of instants and sorceries, or a lot of abilities require targeting, run the Swiftfoot Boots, take the extra 1. Otherwise, Lightning Greaves are fine and better because they have the 0 equip cost. So there's a much better chance of you squeaking them in and on to your commander before like removal comes out if, you can pay attention and people are tapped out and stuff. So, my 2 cents. My 2 cents. I say every time. Bajukabog can go in. We're gonna make another category actually. For lens. Bajukabog. I feel like this is there for flavor. And it's a Theros card. Remove target attacking or blocking creature from combat. Like, there's better cards for this. Right? Like, Come on. I can do Urborg and Cabal Coffers. It's cheesy, but I love it. Nykthos can go in. There's going to be a lot of red devotion. So, Urborg. Cabal Coffers. Coffers. What is it? Is it Nykthos? No, it's Nykthos. There we go. I always do that. I don't know why. Benny Smith is like, don't you dare, Seth. I can put Strip Mine in this deck. It's not a budget deck. Strip Mine. I could put Scavenger Grounds just because to have it. Barren Moor and Forgotten Cave, I think I can put in. Okay, cool. Oh. I will always like running Gyre Reach. Because it's just another way to draw cards. Or to select cards, I should say. Alright, so Command Tower. Because why not? Blood Crypt, and I always forget it is Blood something. Right? What is the name of the fetch land for this color? Bloodstained Mire. Okay, it was Bloodstained Mire. So Blood Crypt, Bloodstained Mire. Blood. I always have to check. Crypt. Bloodstained Mire. Smoldering Marsh is fine. Smoldering Marsh right there. Temple of Malice and Rakdos Carnarium are fine. Hold on. Bless me. Thank you. I automatically forgot what I was going to put in next. Rakdos Carnarium. So we have 23 slots left so far. Passive Ancestry and Cavern of Souls can go in this. Oh, there it is. Crap, where'd it go? Okay, good. I got the right one. Badlands can go in this. I want to say I own most of the duels on Magic Online. I own Fabled Passage? I want to say I do. And the Vista. But I don't want to get too far down. So we're at 20 now? 20 basics? That's still fine, right? Fabled. At this point, we're almost gonna run Field of the Dead. Luxury Suite, that's the Battle Bond land. I knew it wasn't Battle Bond. I was like, oh, maybe it's the one that's coming out in Commander Legends. But I knew it. Oh, Prismatic Vista, that's what it was. I want to say I own one. Ooh. If I don't, I can switch it out for anything. The Battlebound lands are one of the best things. You're right. I mean, I can't nor would I want to argue with that at all. I don't think I need any of like the other pain lands. Or any of the pain lands. I don't really need the life gain lands. I do almost feel like, so what do we have, like 17 lands? If I put in Field of the Dead, we'll have 16 basics. I kind of feel like that's worth 16, so that's... Does that mean we have 20? Yeah, we have 20. We're going to have 22 non-basics. I feel like that's good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. If anything, just so it gives me fodder. Blocker fodder. Let's look at the mana distribution. So black is, like I said, the least dominant. 23 to 41. 23. So it's roughly 1/3. We have 16 spots left. So roughly 1/3 is about 5. So we'll do 6 and 10. I'm sorry. Yeah, 6 and 10. 6 and 10. Right? 16, yeah. IR math. Add cards to deck. Out there, you dipshit. Really rude. I don't know why I just like mad about it. Out there, you dipshit. Alright. Wait. 24? Oh my god, you're dragging them over one at a time. I hate you. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. There we go. There we go. I'm smart. I swear to God I am. Alright. There we go. There's a 38 land. So let's go back to the analyze. This would be the final deck. Oh my God. I didn't realize it was going to be that huge. That's what she said. So the curve is actually pretty good. 3.4 is fine. Especially 38 lands and a decent amount of ramp. That's fine. Could have just clicked Mountain Swamp under the card search. Yeah, but the number, it doesn't put it in the numbers like I think the easiest way. I actually think it is quicker for me to just do it that way. I guess if I wasn't really sure of the numbers and I could just click, but whatever. Neither here nor there. Look at the breakdown a little bit more. So lands is 38, creatures is 28. So it's at least the next biggest thing. It's rough, almost a third of the deck. Keep in mind that 38% of the deck is lands, so mana distribution, I don't really care about this, do I? 145 pip colorless or generic mana. Yeah, this is kind of pointless to hide or to show. 6 sources of colorless mana, that's fine. So let's take a couple of quick looks at starting hands, right? Would we keep this starting hand? So right off the bat, I would say no, because there's no card advantage and there's no form of ramp. You can play 1, 2. This is a rough first land. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't play this because you don't have a red source, so. Yeah, punished. So that's a mulligan. Ooh. Okay, now this one, I would keep this. I would keep this. 1, 2. One more land and it's just so good. Oh, boom, got there. This is a greedy keep though, because like you can't cast your 4, you can't cast your 3, you can't cast your 3, you can cast your 2, and like pray to God, right? So that was a greedy keep, but that would have worked out in that instance. All right, this is the third one. Can't keep this. You can't cast anything, and the lands are not good. So, whew. I was about to say, you're like, oh, I might keep this. You can't cast anything, and even if you could cast, so I think the only thing I would keep here is if one more thing was a land. If one more thing was a land, we're one off of this, and then there's potential where we could discard some cards We could even maybe get something back to draw more cards and to get some mana. So like this with one more land, if it would, like, let's say we got rid of the Bedevil for this, or this, I would keep it then. Because one more land, and at least you have a strategy, you have a direction in mind that does have card selection and ramp in it. Why would you make it look like that? This is a keep. You go get the duel, so you have red and black. You can turn one, put something out, although you probably want to leave this for later. You have card selection. You have ramp. I think this is a keep, and you have potentially a decent amount of ramp. If you can get this out and this out, this is a good amount of ramp with repeatable card advantage, card selection. Sorry. This thing has been in almost every hand. This card right here. I would. This one's hard because of the passive ancestry. You can put this first. Next turn you can play this and scry. And then if you get the 4, you can scry. And that kind of helps you set up your next few turns. So it's not card advantage, but again, selection of... You have a way to shuffle your deck. If you scry and you're not comfortable, you have a way to shuffle your deck. You have removal for something. Potentially cheap removal if it's somebody's like cheap commander. Cavern of Souls is a good thing to have in this deck. If you have a control player. So... yeah, the passive ancestry, I think, actually turns this hand around for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't keep this, I don't think. But the passive ancestry makes it good. Good enough. Keep? It's so hard. It's so hard because there's no ramp. There's no card advantage minus maybe the cycle land, but you need this land in order to play this. Which is a way to like kind of change things into your favor early. Oh my god. Your first draw would have been Panharmonicon and some lands. I mean, you're not wrong. That wheel though. Yeah. Actually, that would have been a good keep. That would have been a very good keep. Because first you would have... Yeah, because this would have been your first draw. You could have even mountain cycled to get this. And you would have had your 3 lands for this if you got stuck. You have the mana to play that. You have the mana to play that. You don't get the mana to play this, but then you're going to... like, you have a wheel. Your next few, like, you're going to get a couple things here. Prismatic Vista, yeah. That would have been a good keep. I questioned it, but that would have been a good keep. What the hell? Oh, this is a promo art. I was like, what the heck is this thing? I would not keep this because there's nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. This is basically like, hope you can get to your commander and go from there. And I don't like that. That would be your first draw of the game. So even if you scried... Oh! I'm not gonna lie, that would actually be alright-ish. Hold on. Metallic Mimic, give me a second. There's an easier way to do this, and now it's... Yes, it does work with Panharmonicon. I had to make sure it was the right one. The adaptive one, I think, does not work or something. Yeah, the adaptive is a static effect. That's why. Yeah. Looking at this hand, I would actually keep this. Luxury Suite, Didgeridoo. Then turn 2, you have Signet. Turn 3, you have Sphere or Metallic. And then you would have Yeah. This is actually a very good hand, I think, to start with. These 7 cards. I would be down for that. The only thing that doesn't super matter is this card. Like, this is kind of like, whatever. Go away. I just realized also with the black Minotaur where you sacrifice creatures to draw cards, potentially draws 2 cards. That's really good. I like that, actually. Yeah, this is an easy keep. So you can use didgeridoo on other people's turn, right? So if somebody attacks, you can play in the Minotaurs for the Bloodthirst. If somebody attacks like an opponent, I might keep this. Never friggin' punished, ever. Holy crap. Ramp, potential card advantage, oh my goodness. Never punished. Never punished. Keep. Easy keep. I had to look at all 7 cards, but easy keep. Cheap creature. Haste and attack bonuses, which is what the deck wants to do. Card selection. Little ramp. Lands to be able to play a card advantage card. Easy keep. Absolutely easy keep. Okay, the first few I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. Like those first 3 or 4 test hands, I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting any card advantage. So I am worried about this now. But this makes me feel much better. These last few have been very good. We'll do a couple more. Can't keep this. Okay, I had to look at the CMC for everything. Can't keep this. It should be pretty obvious, but you have 2 lands and nothing below a 4-drop. So can't keep this. Okay, I had to see what card this was, because if this was like Knight's Whisper with, even though again I hate having this in the early, it might be keepable. But then again, like red card, black mana. So nope. 1 land. Keep if you're greedy. And the reason why I say that is because there's no card advantage. Boom. Never punished. Never punished. My god, so good. This is a greedy keep. You could keep it. No, because this does nothing. This actually does absolutely nothing for you. This is actually a dead card, so you essentially have already mulliganed down the 6. So don't keep this. Don't do it. Yeah, you'd have to wait till here to even find a swamp to make this produce 1 mana. And well, it wouldn't like for this ability to produce 1 mana, let alone the fact that it obviously takes 3 lands to do. Yeah. Keep. Yeah, keep. You have a land or a way to select some of your cards. You can use this as a way to pitch. Land, ramp. Didgeridoo. Oh, fuck. I didn't even do that. Oh. You're gonna have a new hand, aren't you? Obviously not a keep. Yeah, some of these are pretty good. Some of these were very bad. Like this hand is an atrocity to mankind. But some of these are okay. So I should, let's see. Now let's see something we didn't look at last time. Whew. I apologize if that was loud. Whew. That is a $1,000 deck. So with that being said, like a chunk of the price is going to be in the top. Yeah, So 30, 45, 60, 70. Wow. 80. Oh, okay. Because of the categories. All right, so boom, right here is a huge chunk. Right here is a huge chunk. So yeah, 2 cards are about a third of the price. Okay. And so get that wallet out. Well, I mean, it's not that bad when you look at it. Hold on, song. It's not that bad when you look at it this way. And then you got to remember that I own some of these expensive cards. Actually, ticks wise, the big chunks are Wheel of Fortune, which I think I already own. Herald's Horn, I already own. Kindred Dominance, I already own. Cavern of Souls, I think I bought when it was not this price. Did this go back up? Holy shit. Prismatic Vista, I think I bought around this price. So, Field Dead I bought when it was less than $10. Bloodstained Mire I've had forever because I just run a lot of black. So even like here, looking at Herald's Horn I have, so that's 13 off. Wheel of Fortune I think I have, I might not. So this one I might have to pay for the $5. So 13. This is 5 rounded all up. That's about 19. So let's just call it 20, 60, 85, 105, 120 off of this. So purchase about $60. Not counting like how many of the other cards I own. Like I own Signet. So 120, let's round it up to 130. That's $50. And again, I own a lot of these other cards. So like Aggravated Assault, Morag I don't own, so I'll have to pay for that one. Metallic Mimic I own, Perforos I own, so not too bad overall. Yeah. I mean, that the wonders of Magic Online, right? Where hold on, where was it? Where a $177 card is really $2.31. Play Magic Online, people. It's less expensive. I mean, like even this 60 down to 40, like you're still getting $25 off of Cavern of Souls. Or this one, Field of the Dead is the one that I see that's reversed. All the other ones are pretty much like going down by chunks. Play Magic Online. What are you guys doing? What are you doing with your wallets? Oh wait, no, there's one. Arcane Signet. Okay. Commander specific cards are going to be like this too. If you buy them when they come out, they're typically cheaper, so. I'm broken, I can't afford a 1K deck. Listen, Linda, listen. It's a third of that is 2 cards. That dropped it down to 600, which is almost within range of some of the paper decks I've made. I want to say, do I still have my Edgar Markov deck? Hold on 1 second. And this, I don't think it's going to be even up to date. Do I have my Edgar Markov deck? There you go. This is a deck that I owned in paper. Or, I mean, I own all the cards. I'm taking it apart now. But I own this deck in paper. So, God, why did it go up so much? The last time I looked, it was like 500, maybe 450. What the hell went up in this? What the hell are you doing? Oh, Vampiric Tutor's up. That's why. That's what edition is my Vampiric Tutor? Timna is expensive. Yeah, Bloodstained Mire. Yeah. Keep in mind, I did not pay. That I opened in a pack on a reprint. I forget what set. Was it this set? Eternal Masters? It might have been. But I opened this in a pack, so it cost me whatever the pack cost. Anointed Procession, wow, really? $23. What the hell is going on, Commander? Said he already bought my Christmas and it's a magic card. I don't know what it is. Watch it be blue and I'll have to fake being happy. Hey, blue cards are fine. Wasteland I opened in a pack. Arid Mesa I think I opened in a pack. Prayer's Protection I opened in the box that it came in. Damnation I bought. Marsh Flats pack. Bloodstained Mire pack. Timna in a set pack. So yeah, like even like these expensive cards, half of these are pack from like a long time ago. Twilight Prophet like pack. Like these are all like pack opens. So last time I checked, Anointed was 30. What the hell? Anointed Procession? I know it's only been printed once, but Jesus. I guess any like non-green white token deck does kind of like want it / need it. God. Wasteland, even in Ticks. Do I own a Wasteland in Ticks? Or in Magic Online? Jesus. Alright though. Let's go back though. We're not here to talk about Edgar Markov, that beautiful son of a bitch. We're here to talk about this guy. This guy. Why would you be over there? This did not go all the way I wanted it to go. Everything went horribly wrong. I know that Discord server too. All right, this is the person that we wanted to talk about. Deck stats. Put your commander on the other side. Jesus. I guess I should just. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have just come over here. I'm tired, everybody. I'm so tired. Please don't make any more fun. There we go. This is who we're talking about today. I do not think I like the deck as much as I like the concept. I do think the lack of good Minotaurs was really hard. I thought there was going to be a few better ones. I think I got excited over the deck that I used to run where I could run 4 of Ragemongers and whatnot so that I could basically like poop out Minotaurs for next to nothing. Still, that being said, deck has a way to combo win. Deck has a way to... Actually, deck kind of has 2 ways to combo win, sorta, if you have the mana to at least activate Sethron once to give all your tokens haste if you can, you know, collect all the janky pieces, and then there's just a 2-card combo. So that's fine. That's something that I can live with that. I've started like in most of my deck building, if I don't have, I mean, this deck does have a dedicated way and it's hit people in the face very hard. But if I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to the regular way of winning the game through damage of some sort, I have been starting to put like some kind of a combo as a way to finish the game, because nothing sucks more than playing for 2 hours and nobody can close the game out. So I put those in the deck as almost as if to just be like, all right, I'm gonna mercy end this game. So here we go. Don't have tutors for it, so that felt good. Was fun seeing the price. I hate to say this, but I am kind of like spoiled, I guess, when it comes to making decks. I like it when I see a high price, especially if it's mostly based on cards that I own. That makes me feel really good just about like my collection and everything like that. I don't know what the next commander is going to be. I have to go back to my list, which... Hold on, wait a minute. I don't know where I was going with that. Where would I put that? Commanders. That sounds like the right Excel document. This does not look like the right Excel document. No, where is it? MTGO decks? Is that the right one? Yeah, okay, cool. So I drafted this one. I have not purchased or played it yet. We're all the way down in Rakdos. So I have a whole bunch of choices. I have 118-ish. Now it'll be 116. What's something that we can do for fun? What's something? Oh, wait. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Very tired. Please don't judge me more than you normally would. Drafted. Got there. All right, cool. So I did tell you that the remedy. Listen here. I wanted to, wanted to make it work. You can see kind of some of the concepts. Lands fallen, so do opponents' life. I didn't remember writing that. This is an idea I got from somebody on Twitter. Gruul Dragon Fight Club. This is the one where you make creatures fight via an activated ability, I think. Kel's Fight Fixer. Oh man, that one it has to go well. It has to go well. I put no idea, but this is probably gonna be Dimir tokeny kind of value stuff. I love Kel so much. It has to go well, or I'm gonna be so disappointed. Get rid of you for now. So I'm nervous about making some of these. This one, I've played this deck before. This is one of the ones that I've played before, and I love this deck. It kind of doesn't always get there, but it's a lot of fun to play because it's a lot of answers and aiding the board and machinations hey, I'm not super scary until I'm super scary, and it's usually when I get the Galecaster Colossus out, which is the tap a wizard to bounce somebody's thing. That's where I start getting scary with a decent amount of wizards. It's wizard tribal is the secondary thing, and then it's Dimir kind of value-ish things. I love this Tygon. Ninjas is good. I've played the Scarab God, I've played Gisendrolf, I've played this Lazav. I want to obviously do kind of an upgrade on the Commander Precon for this Anawan. So, juicy idea for Kells, and for Dex Willer too. We could do Kells next. We haven't done Dimir, so we've done White, Simic, Rakdos, so we can do a Dimir next. Alright, cool. We'll do Kells next Tuesday then. That's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully next Monday we are going to have Late Night Magic Monday back. The guest, there was just a scheduling issue. So I did play Hades last night. That'll eventually be up on the YouTube, I think, because I did have a lot of fun. Melonpyrix, you were there for that. Tomorrow is Pokemon Nuzlocke Challenge from Phyrexian at 8 p.m. That is finally going to start being on the YouTube channel this week, starting tomorrow. So check that out. Make sure you guys watch the videos and just hit the like button on the way out, or just click it and like the button and then leave. Just something. Give us something, because we are trying to put out a lot of content out right now. We are streaming almost every day. We're putting videos out almost every day. We're doing what we can to hopefully bring you guys some entertainment during this crazy world environment that we have. Kind of sucks. And we're trying to have fun, and we're trying to have fun with you and bring you guys something to kind of kick back and relax to. Thursday is going to be 3DH. They don't have a theme, so they're just going to be, jamming new decks in the new season. Friday and Saturday, I don't have anything planned, but there's potential. Saturday, I might be kind of busy. I think one of my kids have scout stuff, so I might not want to do anything. Friday, I might do more Hades. I really enjoyed playing Hades on stream. It was fun, and starting over and doing as well as I did, I felt really good about. Getting up to Elysium in the first couple of runs, I did not do that well originally, so I felt much better about that. And then Sunday is, again, the second iteration of Pokemon for Phyrexian, so make sure you come cheer him on. I think he's getting close to the Elite Four. He might even hit them by Sunday. So come check him out, come cheer him on, come, keep him motivated to keep going. So I typically hang out in the chat for any of the streams that I'm not a part of. So if you want to come just chat with me, that's cool too. So see everybody tomorrow night in the chat for, like I said, Phyrexian's thing. For the folks who are going to see this later on YouTube, we have social media all over. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and YouTube. So I'll put all the links down below. You can get to them anywhere. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you on future streams. But that's all I got for you guys tonight. Kells next week. Peace.